On tonight's Next Time Try This segment, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about refinishing your rear sprockets if they're aluminum. Over time, they can get oxidized, they can get scraped up if you had a chain derailment, and just look tired overall. In this segment, I'm going to show you how with some sandpaper and a Scotch-Brite pad, you can freshen up that sprocket before you put it back on your bike. The first thing you're going to want to do is make sure that your sprocket is free of any grease, grime, dirt, anything that's going to impede doing a good job on it. I like to clean things up with a little AMSOIL brake and parts cleaner. Of course, you can do this prior to, and if you have a parts washer, you can put it in there. Just make sure everything is about as clean as you can get it. I'm only going to do half the sprocket, keeping the time in mind here on the show. I begin with some 240 grit paper like this. Okay, 240 grit, and I like to put it on a board like this, a little sanding block. And I start off with my 240, covers a lot of area, and I begin going around with pretty firm pressure, and I begin going around in circles, both to the left and to the right. You can cover a lot of the sprocket if you do it on a long board sanding block like I'm showing you right here. You can also do it by hand. Nothing says you have to use a sanding block. Going around in little tight circles is what makes it look nice though. After the 240, I move up to the next finer grit. I use a little 320. I put that on my board. Follow up again. Nice tight circles. Keeping real firm pressure on there and keeping the board flat against the sprocket. After I finish with that, I use a green Scotch-Brite pad. It's got a pretty coarse grit to it, but it's of course finer than the sandpapers that I've used. And I may even follow up with some brown or red Scotch-Brite if I'm in the mood, or if I have it, I want it to look a little bit nicer. And there you have it. Got a sprocket that looks nice and fresh. It's not brand new, but it doesn't look like this side of the sprocket either.